Right, everyone, welcome to the chat once again. Now, at the moment, I'm doing live chats with my face. Tomorrow, I'm going to start something different, and I'm going to start the live streams with my face, but also with a little bit of gaming. Just give us something to watch, give me something to play while I'm waiting for comments, and give you something to watch as well while you're in the live stream. So yes, I will be maybe driving a HGV on Friday's stream or something like that. Something driver related, just something where I don't have to just look at myself on cam and you don't have to look at my face on cam as well. So the plan of attack, guys, it is to mix up the stream a bit. Now the focus will still be chatting and talking with the community. That is still the focus. But it gives you something to watch and it gives me something to do. And also, if we do that, I might be able to stream a little bit longer because I'm not bored looking at myself or just talking in generally. So I think that's going to be a great idea. So if you've got any recommendations of what games to play, let me know. The one I'm thinking of the most is the Euro Truck Simulator, where you drive the HGV. I've always wanted to drive one, never drove one in real life, so something along those lines. Maybe GTA, rob a taxi, do some taxiing. You know what I mean? Just something like that, where I can play the game, but also pause and still chat and talk to the community, because that's my goal. Shane, if you're watching, thanks for being a supporter on Facebook, mate. Appreciated. So the strike was a 24-hour strike yesterday. There was also a picket outside London, a protest outside London as well. What I've seen online, there's about 10 to 12 people, 10 to 12 people outside the Uber office with signs and protesting and stuff like that. I'm not working, mate. I'm not driving, mate, no. I pulled away from the cabs for a bit, mate. I want to focus on the content and the airport company. So I've pulled away from the general cabs for now and see where I'm at. As a little test going into 2026, can I survive? Um, that's my goal, mate. So we have to just wait and see. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the likes. Much appreciated. And yeah, it'll be exciting tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be hopefully driving a heavy goods vehicle. That's my plan. Bit of fun, something to watch, and I'll probably crash it a lot more than I'll be able to drive it straight. I had a little go yesterday and I got stuck in a yard for 2 hours. It was mental. Morning Newsman on Facebook, morning Wayne on Facebook, and morning Matty on YouTube. How are we, mate? You alright? You doing good? So I don't know if you missed it, but I'm going to do a little bit of gaming with me live streams to give you something to watch while, and give me something to do while we're all talking. Alright, so this is what it's going to look like. Let me flip the screen for you. Where are we? So it's going to look like this. So what you're seeing now is my software, what I see with the comments and stuff like that. So that is going to be the game. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to do Euro Truck Simulator. I've always wanted to drive a heavy goods vehicle, so I think that'll be quite fun. Or like I said before, rob a couple of taxis in GTA. But yeah, don't know yet. Early days, but I want to trial it anyway. And like I said, it'll be a bit more fun for me, and I give you something to watch instead of seeing this face. Who wants to watch this face for the full stream? When was the strike? Yeah, mate, the strike was yesterday. Midnight to midnight. It was a ADCU strike. There's about 12 people showed up on the protest as well in London, protesting. But to be honest, what I looked online and what I seen online, there weren't much happening with the strike, was it? Most people that contacted me up yesterday, they were like 100 plus at the airports, queues. You've seen Ubers left, right, and centre all over the streets, weren't you? I nipped out yesterday. I had to run a few little errands, and I seen loads of Ubers on the streets as well. But to be honest, though, loads of people said to me as well on social media they didn't even know there was a strike. So how can you strike if you didn't know there was a strike? Do you know what I mean? So you kind of understand it's just a difficult one, isn't it? I wasn't working yesterday, but I didn't see the map go crazy. Yeah, because I don't think anyone was striking, matey. I really don't. Yeah. I think the fort behind the strike could be a good idea. But after the fort behind the strike, that's about it, isn't it? Poor excuse. That's a lot of people are doing, mate. But don't forget, don't we? A lot of people don't have social media. A lot of taxi drivers, a lot of Uber drivers don't even have social media. So they're not even going to be aware of any strike, are they? Do you know what I mean? Time for all likes and follows, guys. So what do you reckon then? Let me know in the comments. Do you think it'd be pretty fun to watch me crash a heavy goods vehicle online while we're live streaming? Do you know what I mean? Or rob a taxi in GTA? I reckon it'd be something. I reckon it'd be something good like that, won't it? Do you know what I mean? I think that would be a good idea. Give you something to watch instead of this face. And also will give me something to do as well. Yeah, do you reckon it's a good idea? Go on then, I might. Tomorrow stream, 10 a.m. Friday, I might be quitting Uber for driving a HGV. That's my plan tomorrow. That's my thumbnail for tomorrow. Quitting Uber and I'm driving a HGV. But it's only a game. It's not a real HGV. I haven't got a class 1 or nothing like that. Morning, Gabell on kick. How are we, mate? Looks like passengers striking, not drivers. Very quiet. Was it, mate? Yeah. Yeah, that was yesterday, wasn't it? I heard it weren't very. I heard it weren't very busy. Not many people striking. We got another strike as well on Valentine's. Do you know what I mean? So the Valentine's is coming strike soon, isn't it? And that's going to be the same thing, mate. Come on Facebook, morning, Matty, on holiday in sunny Pakistan. Enjoy. What's it in Pakistan now, mate? Can imagine it being a lot hotter here, there than here. Yeah, I can imagine it being nice and warm in Pakistan, won't it? Maxie, I've got my class 2. Have you? So class 2, is that the one where it's rigid? It doesn't articulate. It doesn't articulate, it's just rigid, innit? Class 2. What's it like, mate? Rigid. Yeah, I thought it was, mate. Yeah. I reckon it'd be interesting. I played this game yesterday, this Euro simulator, so Maxie might be able to relate. And I started obviously in Liverpool, and I had a delivery to Sheffield, right? I had a delivery to Sheffield, and I got stuck in the yard for an hour trying to get out the yard. And in the end, I had to restart my career on the game because I could not get out the yard. And that was my first attempt at the game yesterday. And my second attempt, I am going to be driving tomorrow live to the audience. So I think it'll be quite fun. You're going to start signing up to an agency soon? Yeah, mate, is right. I know a few lads on class 2, class 1. And if you get in a good agency, mate, it keeps you busy. You're on good rates. It's a nice job, innit? It's nice. 22 degrees in Pakistan. I would have thought it would have been hotter. Well, I guess it's winter, isn't it? Oh, is it winter over there? Wayne, how are we on Facey, mate? I made the move from Delta to Uber last week. Interesting. The difference is night and day. I made more money on Uber in 3 days than I'd make in a week on Delta. So much easier driving Uber as well. Different class of passenger too. Not one of them stunk of weed or pee. Congratulations, mate. Congratulations. So Uber is definitely paying more than Delta. Is that what you're saying, Wayne? And obviously, Uber's always going to be busier than locals. That's why people love Uber. So the fact that you're smoking Delta for earnings is a big surprise, isn't it? Because Delta still has the cap commission and everything else, don't they? Did you notice, Wayne? Did you do more miles? Did you do a lot of running around on Uber? If you get me. Like you're earning less per mile, but you're earning more, if you get me. Is that what it feels like? Because when I've switched between Uber, local, back to Uber, it feels like I do a hell of a lot more miles on Uber than I do on local. And a lot less waiting around as well. Usman, Wayne, you'll get a fair share of passengers who have some sort of beautiful fragrance on Uber. You will. Oh, God. Oh, was it winter in Pakistan, yeah? 22 degrees in winter. I'll take that any day. Carlos on Facebook, how are we, mate? So, yes, the next strike is February the 14th, Valentine's at 5 p.m. This one's organised by a different union, and we'll probably have the same result as yesterday's strike. Definitely. Oh, by the way, I will like to add, Wayne, there's a rumour, not fact, that Uber feeds new drivers. People might agree or disagree in the chat, but I've found that Uber, or what I've been told, if you're a brand new driver, they'll feed you until the algorithm is manipulated into not giving you much work. So you might be smoking it now, lad, for like a month or two, but then it might fizzle down. I don't know, but people say, don't they, guys? Let me know in the comments. People say Uber does feed new drivers. Hi, Matty, just got online first time yesterday. Whee! Any tips, pal? Go out and work your area. Go out and work your hours. And don't take anyone's advice. Work, plan, and just work each. Do you know what I mean? Just trial and error. You go out in the morning, it might not work for you. Go out in the afternoon, go out in the evening, go in the night. Work Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Saturday night, and work what's best for your area. Because I could advise you, oh, mate, work 10 p.m. through the night, but you could be in a little village or a quiet area where no one travels more than 9 p.m. Do you get me? So everyone's advice is different. So just go out, try it, test it, try different areas, and just play by the ear, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, Wayne. So it feels like a lot more miles, but a lot more work, but a lot more money. Nice. We'll have to wait and see, mate, because a lot of people will say that you do get fed at a new driver. Not a problem, mate. Make sure you like and follow, yeah? Any advice that'll help you, just hit that follow button. It's free to do so. Helps me out massively. By the way, are we live on Twitch? Because I haven't had someone comment on Twitch yet. So I don't know if we're live on Twitch or didn't it work. Oh, never mind. Matty just come on with Twitch. More strikes there's less traction. So they're getting a lot less credible. 100%, mate. I done a video on that the other day. 100% that's happening. For new drivers who join Uber, the algorithm pushes a lot more jobs to them for 2 weeks. After that, back to reality. Wayne, people are just giving you the heads up, mate. Your Christmas period might be over in a couple of weeks, mate. Do you know what I mean? So all you can do, Wayne, is just play it by ear, mate. Don't burn your bridges with anyone. Do a couple of weeks, do a month or two on Uber, and then you might be back with a local company or change your mind again. The good thing about it, mate, it's flexible. You're self-employed, trial and error, and do what you can. Do what you can in it. Same as a local office, then. Yeah, so loads of people are getting fed. Oh, Wayne, have you heard it yourself? Yeah. Yeah. So obviously the feeding thing could be true. We'll have to just wait and see, Wayne. Just keep me posted if you jump on these streams in the future, mate. Just keep me posted how you're getting on, mate. I'll be curious. Marty, quick dip in, waiting for a customer. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in, Martin, on Twitch. Much appreciated. I have just become a Twitch affiliate. I don't know if it means much, but I mean, it's got to be better than not being a Twitch affiliate. But yeah, if you're watching and you want to see the big full screen, maybe consider coming over to Twitch. I will be live streaming gaming tomorrow, Friday, 10 a.m. on my next stream. I'll be driving a HGV while gabbing. Because I think this works well, us talking, but it's a bit boring for me, just talking, and also you just watching my face. So if we all jump in on Friday, starting 10 a.m, you'll see me try and drive a heavy goods vehicle on a simulator while talking and having a little catch up. I tried it yesterday and I crashed. It was a nightmare. I nearly flipped the wagon coming off the M6 during the 62. It was mental. But I think it'd be something fun for you to watch while we're still working. Do you know what I mean? While we're still chilling. So that's my idea. We'll see how it works tomorrow, guys. We'll play it by ear. Hello, Matty. can you explain what is cross-border hiring? Mohammed, great question, mate. So cross-border hiring, technically, it's in the title. Yeah, you can work. The three rules is the job has got to go to an operator, then go to a licensed vehicle and driver, all of the same license. So if you're a Liverpool operator, you send the job to a Liverpool driver who needs to be in the Liverpool vehicle, yeah, and then he can do that job. But there's no restrictions of where you can work as long as it goes through that process. So as an example, Uber has not got an operator's license in Warrington, which is a small town in between Liverpool and Manchester. Okay, so they haven't got an ops license there. So a Warrington plated driver cannot take work from Uber in Warrington because Uber hasn't got an operator's license. But Uber's got an operator's license in Liverpool and Manchester. So the Liverpool and Manchester plated Uber drivers can pick up and work in Warrington under Liverpool and Manchester operators, but they can work in Warrington because of cross-border hiring. Do you know what I mean? So that's why there's so many Wolverhampton Uber drivers all over the Northwest and the West Midlands. Technically, if you wanted to, you could create a company, Barry's Taxis. You go and get a Wolverhampton operator's license, yeah? And then you could work in the whole country if you wanted to. Do you know what I mean? You could send work to Wolverhampton drivers in Newcastle, London, Liverpool, Bolton, Birmingham, wherever you want, because it's following that three-step process. Operator, driver, vehicle, or operator, vehicle, driver, right? So that's where the cross-border hiring comes in. Where if you think about it like a hackney, which is the complete opposite to cross-border hiring, a hackney driver can only pick up or drop off in its own licensed area. So in Liverpool Council region, a Liverpool hackney can pick up and take them wherever they want, but they can only pick back up once they're back in Liverpool. Do you get me? So that's not cross-border hiring. With private hire, as long as it goes through the three-step process, operator, driver, vehicle, you can pick up anywhere in the UK. So that's why people are trying to tune down cross-border hiring, mate. I hope it's helped a little bit, that I covered most of that. But yeah, I hope that's helped. But that's why people are trying their best to calm down cross-border hiring. For that reason. Because Manchester lads who are licensed with Manchester and working in Manchester, competing with Wolverhampton drivers working in Manchester. Do you know what I mean? But the Manchester license was more expensive, harder to get, maybe stricter, harder training, maybe had a knowledge test, where the Wolverhampton didn't have none of that, but they're still working in the same area. So it's not very fair, is it? Do you know what I mean? So the Wolverhampton driver could actually live and breathe in Manchester, and he could be a mank. Do you know what I mean? But he went for a cheaper, easier, quicker option. And that's where then the Manchester lads aren't happy with, and Andy Burnham's not happy with, and stuff like that. So cross-border hiring's a bit complicated and a little bit, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's the rules. They're not breaking any laws. They're not breaking any laws. What to do with fuel cards? How do we get one? James, go to drivermatty.com. I think it's below me there. drivermatty.com, and there's a link you can sign up to the fuel cards for. And just put your details in, and then they'll get in touch with you. And then you speak to them, and you find out what's the best card for you. So I've got a Shell card, and I can only use it on Shell. But I sometimes save like 10, 11p per litre, because I prefer Shell. But you can get a different card for petrol, you can get a different card for BP, you know, supermarkets, whatever. So they actually work with you in your area. So they'll look where you live and they'll go, oh, do you ever use this one? This will be a good deal on this type of garage. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard to actually personally recommend it, mate. You just got to go and sign up to them, and then they'll work it with you. Also, you can just go, oh, I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to be set up on it. But if you fill it in on the drivermatty.com, At least then you can talk to them and get an idea of what you need, mate. Marty, how dare does a customer land early? No consideration for drivers. Awful, innit? And also, you can't watch this beautiful face, Marty. Do you know what I mean? Because you got to go and work. But like I said, I might be driving a heavy goods vehicle tomorrow. We'll see. Hello, Raf. Thanks for tuning in, kid. Mohammed, can a Wolverhampton licensed driver work anywhere except London? So, Mohammed, it depends what company. So, Wolverhampton Bolt, they don't have a region. So, Wolverhampton Bolt can work anywhere in the UK. I think they're getting a bit spicy with London. I think they're getting threatened to keep getting kicked out, like stop working there. But you can work anywhere, Bolt, Wolverhampton. Okay, if it's Wolverhampton Uber, you can only work in the West Midlands and the North West. So up to the Lake District, down to Birmingham, and far right to like right side of Manchester and maybe Northampton way. That's the region of Uber Wolverhampton. And that's only because Uber has a small, a restricted region. But a Wolverhampton driver can work for a local operator in Newcastle. So just say Bob's Taxis in Newcastle has got his own firm. He can get a Wolverhampton ops license and then he can take on Wolverhampton drivers. Mad, innit? I'm on strike since New Year. Mate, loads of people have January off, don't they? I'm striking since like September. Marty, so that the rank in the street work, mate, for Hackneys, you bang on with the pre-bookings, but I didn't want to overcomplicate the scenario because a Hackney driver is ranking and he's also a private hire operator built in, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? But I didn't want to confuse and merge the two trades, mate. That's why I had those examples of ranking and street work with the light on and off and private hire. Otherwise, mate, it gets a little bit complicated, doesn't it? Good morning, commuter. How are we, matey? Any driver unhappy with Uber's rates need to leave and go local, Lyft, Bolt or private work. I do my school run and private work and my minimum price is £2 for every single trip. Nice one, mate. That's what I mean. You got to do what you got to do. And that's where my video was yesterday. A lot of people was like, bloody hell, Matty. Because I said, if you're an Uber driver and you're not happy with Uber, just go and do something else. Stop stressing, trying to strike and change Uber. They're not going to change. Just go out and do something else. You've got a private hire license. You can do multiple things with this license. It doesn't need to be Uber. Uber's just a supplier of work. Someone commented on my video and went, well, doctors strikers, they're not happy. Do you know what I mean? We're like doctors. I was like, you're not, mate. And also, doctors can still move jobs. Doctors can still move hospitals if they're not happy with the hospital. Or if they're not happy with the current field that they're in. They can move into a different field. Do you know what I mean? Of medicine. An Uber driver is not a thing. You're a private hire driver who accepts work from Uber. Do you know what I mean? So you can, obviously, fix that. Can't you? Man, why have you got a star next to your name, mate? I don't know what that means, lad. It hasn't come up on my feed. I don't know what the star means, but thank you for the star, Martin. Mohammed, I don't know what you're planning, Mohammed, because some of these questions you're asking me. Did you? You gifted Martin a subscription. Mate, how did you do that? And I'll be honest with you, mate. They never popped up on my screen, so thank you for that. Martin is your first subscriber. Is that how it works? Let's have a look. I'm just trying to get the stream up now. Oh, God, yeah, Raf. One gift. I've just logged into the stream now. Raf gifted me something. Listen, appreciate it, Raf. Did you use your Amazon Prime thing? Because I know you can do that. But yeah, what you call it? Yeah, appreciate it, Raf. It never popped up on me thing, so I'm gonna have to fix that, aren't I? I'm gonna have to somehow link me Twitch pop-ups in me system. Because if you subscribe on YouTube, it pops up. And if you like follow me on stuff, it pops up. What do you win? Slap. I'll slap you after the stream. I don't know, mate. Yeah, I don't know how it's worked, mate. But yeah, thank you. Does Uber drivers get anything from using Uber One? No, mate. Uber One's more of when you book. So when you book, mate, it should be all right. Don't do HGV. I spent 21 years in them, and it's gotten worse. So I'll have to do the taxis. Most work now is 0 hours contract, and all agencies. No one wants to give a permanent contract out. Any company that does only pays crap. No, Stuart, I'm on about heavy goods. As in, I'm going to be driving a heavy goods tomorrow on a simulator. That's what I'm doing tomorrow, lads, on my live stream. I won't be driving them real. Oh, lads, I can't wait for that tomorrow, you know. I've been driving me truck while we're talking. Belter. No, Matty. Matty on Twitch. So, Raf, I am back now after watching free adverts. Is that what the affiliate is? Adverts, Raf? Well, listen, mate. If Matty on Twitch gifts you a subscription, you don't then have to watch ads. Because I think when you become a Twitch subscriber, you don't get ads. So, Martin, gift him one back, lad. But yeah, I think you can use your Amazon Prime, can't you? So it's free. Stuart. Oh, sorry, dude. Yeah, so what happens, Stu, right? Let me just clarify. I come on here and I chat and have a gab with you, and I love it. It's great. And I do enjoy it. But sometimes if the chat's a bit quiet, I've got nothing to do. I'm just looking at myself, aren't I? You're just looking at this face, aren't you? So what I'm going to do tomorrow, I've got a few bits coming. On Friday stream, I'm going to be driving like a HGV simulator. So it gives me something to do. I can still chat with yous. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I think that'll be pretty fun for you to watch. So you can watch me try and drive a HGV instead of looking at this face. Do you know what I mean? That's my plan on Friday's stream. I think it'd be more enjoyable. Yeah, so sorry I missed that gift on Twitch, Raf. I'll have to look into this when I'm done and fix it, because it should be popping up with Twitch stuff. Because if it doesn't, it's a bit crap, really. £6.49. Wow, that's 2 Greg's Butties. Is the 2 Martys in the chat? Yes, so there's one in YouTube Marty, and we got Twitch Marty. Both Martys. Yeah, so over on Twitch, Raf has just gifted Marty a sub. On Twitch, not on YouTube. Sorry, Marty. Sorry for the confusion. How much of the tip do you get on Uber? Great question. I'm pretty sure 100% of it. But what drivers aren't aware of it, it's classed as an income. So you got to pay the tax man on the tip. So if you are going to tip your Uber driver, you know what I mean? You could be better doing a little bit of... you know what I mean? That's the best way to do it, kids. No, Martin, I think if you log into your Amazon Prime, into your Twitch and link it, you can get it for free. I think Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. Mohammed, Matt, I'm not planning anything, to be honest. Taxi work or private hire work isn't for me. I'm full-time courier, working Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Just Eat and Amazon Flex. I can earn similar to private hires without less maintenance costs. Mohammed, you have hit the nail on the head. See you in a bit, Matty. You can hit the nail on the head, mate, right? You have got all that work, right? Courier, working Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Just Eat, Amazon Flex, and you have not got the expenses of a taxi driver. And that's why, Mohammed, people speak to me and go, oh, I've just went 6 months to get me plate. It cost me £1,000. My insurance has gone up by 10 times. I've just plated my vehicle and it's dropped in 40% depreciation. And I'm working weekends on Uber. And I just go, why? Sign up to all the food and work part-time Amazon Flex. Grab a Flex block. Yeah, it might be a little 40 quid, 50 quid Flex block. Do a bit of Uber Eats before it, bit of Just Eat after it. Without hardly any of the expenses of the taxis. So, Mohammed, you're doing the right thing, matey. Andy, hello, mate, on Facebook. Can you drive a HGV on GTA? That would be a better watch, mate. Lads, let me show you that quick. If I can show you. I'm still learning the ropes of this streaming, like. So let me get on my stream here. Library. Wait there, guys. I'll be back with yous. 2 seconds. I'm just flicking stuff behind the screen. Right. So this is what I'll be driving. Let me flip it now. Right. Can you see this? Euro Truck Simulator. So it's literally me driving a truck across the UK, Europe, delivering goods. That's the game I'll be playing tomorrow. Friday, 10 a.m. That is the plan. I'm looking forward to it because I had a little go. I had a little go of it, right? And it was dead hard, but it was dead fun. But also, you could like watch and just enjoy a bit of content going while we're all gabbing. Do you know what I mean? That's my plan. And see how it works anyway. Yeah, Matty, on Twitch, have a little look at the Prime sub thing. It's free to do. And it helps me out anyway. And it helps Raf out because he won't have any adverts. So Raf gifted you the sub. He should have done the sub himself so he doesn't get adverts. Morning, Mr. Cheap Talk. How are we, mate? Cabela on Kick. How are we? Just read yesterday, Waymo will spend 16 billion on UK, Japan, same like Uber does in the past. Problems are how local companies and black cabs compete with them. Just days gone. One NPC's competition at best. How does companies compete with multi-billion pound companies? They don't, mate. They don't, unfortunately. But multiple billion pound companies help. So at the moment, Uber hasn't got much. Uber hasn't got much competition. App-based millionaire competition, right? When Bolt comes in to certain areas, Bolt Flex, there's competition. Do you know what I mean? So passenger side, they might be competing on rates and stuff like that, but also to be competing on drivers. So if more drivers go over to Bolt, Uber might look at the commission and go, oh, we'll drop the commission a bit because we need more drivers on Uber and stuff like that. So what happened in Romania? Romania's got 5 rideshare apps. We've got 5 rideshare apps in Romania. And Uber recently just dropped the commission. Have I messed this up, by the way, guys? On one sec. Let me just... You're hearing my Twitch. Let me close it. Sorry, guys, on TikTok. I do apologise. I opened up Twitch in the background to check the comments, and it was playing my voice through it. So TikTok, my voice should be better now. I do apologise. Like I said, tomorrow when I'm driving a HGV, it'll all be ran through the same software. So I won't have to run 2 different softwares. Okay? That's why my whole plan is to do a HGV. So weirdly, when I'm using this software that you're all watching, TikTok doesn't allow me to use this software on TikTok unless I'm gaming. And I don't know why. But that's another reason why I'm running a game. So then I can use this on TikTok as well. That's my plan. Marty on YouTube, great question. Make sure you use vehicle courier insurance. Mohammed, oh yeah, Mohammed, who doesn't want to do taxis and private hire because he wants to keep his expenses down, right? He works Amazon Flex, Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Just Eat, and he also does courier as well for a company, right? He drives a 20-year-old Nissan Micra. This fella's making more money than taxi drivers, I'm telling you. His insurance is at 99 quid per month, and that's including your deliveries, so courier insurance, on a 20-year-old Nissan Micra. He done 6.5 grand in December, no days off, gross. When people say to me, I'm getting on the taxis to do part-time work, why? When you can just do what Mohammed's doing. The insurance is nowhere near as much as private hire insurance. Do you know what I mean? The expenses is nowhere near as much. The vehicle doesn't have any restrictions at all. So depending on the council, some councils have like a 5-year limit, age limit to get your taxi. Mohammed's got a 20-year-old Nissan Micra. Mohammed, by the way, you must be small because Micras are tiny, aren't they? But you get me? You're doing really good business compared to like taxi drivers and private hire drivers, mate. Hi, Uber Phil. Go on at your question, mate. So yeah, Mohammed, you're doing everything spot on, matey. Commuter, I was driving a HGV, was decently paid job for 30 years ago. I did my HGV in the army, and when we were off duty at weekends, I could do days, class 1, hazardous job, and earn £200 from an agency. That's amazing, mate. Brilliant. Honestly, I'll be driving a HGV on Friday if you want to come and watch Commuter. I'll be a right good jockey. What area do you drive, mate? Liverpool. Mr. Cheap Talk, hello, matey. When Bolts catch up, they will definitely compete. I reckon Bolt Flex will be a serious competitor to Uber. I really think it'll be a serious competitor to Uber. What do you reckon? Bolt Flex, by the way, not Bolt. Uber Phil, how are we, mate? I've been driving Uber for 18 months. I'm just thinking my next steps. I have a Vauxhall Insignia, but thinking, is it possible to rent out my car? Phil, you're going to hit characters, mate, on TikTok. If you want to come over to Twitch or YouTube, you should be able to type a bit better over there, matey. Because obviously you're just typing half the messages in. Is it worth doing alpha? It's up to you, Monk. Who do you drive for at the moment and where do you live? So, where do you live? Who you licensed with? And where do you work? Mohammed, one thing I can't believe, Uber drivers are being sent £2.90 a fare when Uber Eats offers £3 as a minimum. Just look at the investment difference. 100%, mate. 100%. You've hit the nail on the head, Mohammed. Now, I know obviously you've got to go in and get the food and stuff like that. But still, you could be doing that on a pedal bike, mate, if you wanted to, and have zero expenses. Do you know what I mean? If I wanted a little side gig around my stuff, I'd go and get a 500 quid moped. Even though I'm 6'5", 19 stone, I'll look like an idiot. I'd get a 500 quid moped and do like Uber Eats and Deliveroo and stuff. A little rev and rip, honestly, and you'd be banking pure dough, mate. Monk, I am in Southport now with Uber. I just got my license 2 days before. So, Monk, I think Alpha owns a company up in Southport. So, yeah, I'd say, mate, that you could possibly sign up to Alpha up in Southport. But the thing is, though, Monk, everyone's different. You best just trying your best, trying it. Do you know what I mean? Go sign up to them and try it and see what you say. But if you like Alpha and Alpha's paying you good money, Monk, don't double app with Uber. Because Alpha's got a fixed commission of like whatever it is, 120 quid or 130 quid a week, right? So that is a huge benefit. So if you can make money on Alpha, don't work Uber, because you just dilute that capped commission. RAF, Uber Eats minimum £3 fare can be 3-4 miles, so there's context. Yeah, but RAF, you like I said, you could do that walking or on a pedal bike, couldn't you, if you wanted to? Expenses wise. Matt, hello Matt, Matt and Matty, getting confused. Matty, do you work for Uber? No, I have done for about 7-8 years. Packed it. I'm still signed up to them. I could go out and work tomorrow on Uber if I wanted to. But yeah, since September I haven't really worked Uber, mate. Because I don't like what they're doing. I don't like the pricing. I don't like since the dynamic pricing's dropped and the rates are awful. So yeah, I just don't think it's worth it personally, in my opinion. So that's why I don't do it. Matty, A1 school runs is yours. No, mate, A1 school runs is A1 taxis in Huyton, Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? But they've asked me sometimes to do a few videos on them to promote it. Mohammed, on the 11th of January, I decided to break my personal record for one day earnings. I worked 19 hours and earned 440 quid. And I spent one full tank of fuel for 50 quid. I don't know which is more scary and impressive, Mohammed. You worked 19 hours or you earned 440 quid doing food delivery. But Mohammed, that is some mental hours, mate. Let's to clarify. 19 hours in one shift. 440 quid earned. And a full tank of juice of 50 quid. In your 20-year-old Nissan Micra doing food and parcel delivery. That is mental money, mate. But mental hours. Be very careful driving after 19 hours, mate. Very careful, Mohammed. Get a bit sleepy while you're driving, lads, and you're going to plough into someone. Impressive money, though. Impressive money, but crazy hours. Someone said Tesla Model S is free supercharging. Is this true? So, Phil, the old Tesla Model S's did have free supercharging. Now, they can stop it if they realise that it's been used as a commercial use. I would not go out and buy one for that purpose, because they could stop the free supercharging. And also, any Tesla Model S's that have free supercharging is very, very old now. Which means high miles, risky battery, risky electric motors. If you want to go electric, Phil, and you want to go for Uber, I would recommend the Model 3. You can get a really decent second-hand one now, still with warranty on the batteries and the electric motors. Because the batteries and the electric motor warranty in the Model 3 is around 100 to 120,000 miles and 8 years. So you could go and buy a 6-year-old 2019 Model 3 and it'll still have 2 years warranty left on the batteries and electric motors, depending on the miles. That's why I do rate the Teslas, mate, especially second-hand. No problem, Mohammed. About 8 years ago, we make between £130 and £170 every day just working Deliveroo. Around £60 insurance per month and £4 petrol per day was amazing. And now we cannot make that money on the taxis. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, mate. The taxis, Uber, is becoming like American Uber. Low rates, very low rates, high miles. Do you know what I mean? So, a full-time Uber driver will still probably be better than a full-time Uber Eats driver. Don't get me wrong. Do you know what I mean? But a part-time Uber driver, taxis, will be definitely worse off than a part-time food delivery. Definitely. If you're going to go part-time, mate, I'd go and do an Amazon Flex now. in my car. I've got business use in my car anyway. So I would go and do an Amazon Flex job now, or whatever, or next week or whatever, top up my earnings, stuff like that, instead of the taxis. And also, by the way, a lot of people don't realise dealing with food and parcels is a lot better than people. Dealing with people can be a nightmare. It can be. Do you know what I mean? The strike did nothing, by the way. Yeah, 100%. Uber Phil, I use £130 to £140 per week in diesel, 54 hours. What would I spend if I got a Model 3? So, Phil, if you can home charge, mate, 100% home charge on the night tariff. It depends on how many miles you do. But I used to get about 25 quid. Will get me about 1,000 mile in me old Tesla Model S. So you'll get similar with a good night tariff on it with a home charge. I'd say about 20 quid, 20, call it 20 to 30 quid for 1,000 mile. Mohammed, well, I am free advertising you that. A1 school run owner is our friend, driver Matty. Hope Tax Department will contact you that as well. But I declare and legit everything. I'm online, aren't I? I'm 100% legit with the tax man. Gotta be. But yeah, A1 school runs, mate. They're spot on. I used to work for A1. Obviously, one call taxis. I used to work for A1 for a bit during COVID because I'm local to that area. And I've met all the staff. They're all sound, mate. Good little local company, A1. But the thing with A1 is they joined up with one call. So it's got a bit more complicated, that company. There's like 4 or 5 different local companies tied into one. So I guess A1 lost their uniqueness as a company because they joined the umbrella of one call. Your drivers have no backbone. They're not my drivers, Snowflake. They're not my drivers, lad. Uber strikes don't work. Ones that strike lose out entirely because the rest of the drivers stay out. Yeah, mate. Self-employed. There's no unity in self-employment. Uber fella bought an Insignia 18 months ago to start me off, but I'm getting some repair issues. Uber Phil, if you're a full-time Uber driver, if you can charge a home, as in get a rapid charger fitted on your driveway and you can charge a home, get a Model 3. Or an old like Hyundai Ioniq 5 or something like that. Or a new one, but like obviously make sure it's from a taxi seller so you get a good rate. To have to follow Fizzy. Are you thinking of buying a van for local work? Would you think it would be beneficial for electric? The thing with electric minibuses, mate, electric vans, is the range isn't very well. Normally, they're below 200 miles. So it depends what you're doing, what you're working. Do you know what I mean? A minibus would work well on the ranks or, with the taxis because you don't do much miles, do you? Ranking up, you're just mainly waiting around and stuff. But if you're up and down, back and forward on the airports and doing big airport runs, the range isn't good enough for the vans these days. Hi, mate. Got my first taxi badge. Took 8 months. Was a HGV driver for 15 years. Had enough of HGV driving. The only thing is, matey, is with your HGV driving, can I be blunt? How much were you making a month after, what you pick up after your tax and national insurance? How much are you picking up a month doing your HGV driving? For how many hours? Delivering food, at least I don't have to deal with passengers, which is a massive headache by itself. 100%, mate. Over the years, I've done Amazon Flex quite a bit. And then I've done Amazon Flex quite a bit. And I've done a little bit of Uber Eats, but just like with my son or whatever, bit of content. And yeah, it's so much nicer picking up a mocha chocolate from Starbucks and dropping it off like somewhere 2 miles down the road. Do you know what I mean? The only bad thing is with the food delivery, I was buying more than I was earning. So I'd go to Starbucks for a £4 job and buy a Starbucks for a £5. Then I'll go to Mackey's for a £4.50 job, but then buy a Big Mac meal for like £6.50. So my Uber Eats shift was technically paying for me food and drinks. So that's the only problem. You have to have a bit of self-control. I remember when I worked Uber Eats once, I actually picked up the Uber Eats order in the drive-thru, getting my own food. That was funny. Marty on YouTube, Mohammed is doing 6.5k, yeah, his best day was 19 hours for 400 quid. How many hours was he doing in December? Jesus. Yeah, he's a grafter, Mohammed, like, he is a grafter. So wasn't you're bringing in £3,000 income? So what's £3,000 income per week? 750. So what wasn't you're picking up 750 quid? Yeah, picking up in your back pocket 750 quid a week doing the HGVs. You will need to make around 1,300 to 1,500 quid a week to bank that same money. And to earn 1,300 to 1,500 quid a week, right? 1,300 quid to 1,500 quid a week will be about 60, maybe 75 hours a week. So if you're sick of the heavy goods, mate, and getting on the taxis, fair play to you. Just be prepared you're going to get a pay cut. You are not bringing in 750 quid a week. Crazy, man. Crazy money to give up. Stuart, I can tell you my wage after tax is about 3,200 per month. So the heavy goods, you're banking 750 a week, aren't you? 800 quid a week after tax and national insurance. You ain't getting that on the cabs, mate. Like you say, yeah, if you're earning less, but you're happy with the flexibility, not being employed, etc., then the taxis will work well for you. But the thing is, mate, a lot of people quit their job of like the heavy goods of 800 quid a week income and go, my Uber driver tells me he's on £1,000 a week. But they never say about the expenses. So people quit the job at 800 quid income and get on the cabs to do the grand income. But they don't know you got to do 1,800 quid to £2,000 a week to get grand income. Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem. People tell their earnings and they don't say the expenses in the same flipping word of mouth. I'm not going to go out now on social media and go, I earned £1,000 last week. I will say, I earned £1,000 last week. I profited about 4 ton after my expenses. I worked 40 hours. It worked out at £10 an hour. Give all the information out up front. Otherwise, you're just going to cause entrapments for everyone who joins on. Taxis is a hard job, mate. It is a bit of a grindy job. Going to be 50 years old, so for me, it's not about the big money. It's about the lifestyle, Matty. Wasim, you've nailed it, lad. You have nailed it, mate. If you're happy with the pay cut, but enjoy the job more flexibility, you get into semi-retirement, blah, 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 Uber will be perfect for you. If you're young and you're hungry and you need the money, HGV sounds better. If you need the money. Do you know what I mean? Wayne, my accountant, Andrew Neary in Crosby, is my accountant, mate. He's good, he's spot on him. I don't know if he's taking anyone else on though, because I keep him busy. He's got to take 1,200 quid, at least 70 hours. Depends on your area, Marty. It could be give or take, it was just a guesstimate. But yeah, you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. Uber time keeps you at 20 quid an hour. That's Uber's goal if you work the peak busy times. So if you base that on your top line, 20 quid an hour. So if you do 30 hours, yeah, realistically, you're hitting about 6 ton before your expenses. Do you know what I mean? Uber's not worth it. That's why I've done my HGV. Nice, Will. I'll be driving my HGV on Friday on my live stream, but it'll be a simulator on the game. So me and you, Will, we'll technically be doing the same job, but I'll be in the office earning nothing. Stuart, it's freedom that I wanted, the flexibility to come and go as I please. I'm a lot happier and stress-free. But that's it, Stuart. And that's what I love about the job. It's perfect. It's very situational. Very situational. People who need a really high income, guaranteed each month, Uber's probably not good for you. Do you know what I mean? If you need a medium income, yeah, low to medium income, but you got the flexibility to go offline, go online, work extra hours if you need extra money, tone back if you don't need it. Fantastic. Do you know what I mean? But the problem you've got is people are coming onto Uber with the mindset that they're going to be like millionaires, and they're just not. Do you know what I mean? I've done Uber for years, mate. And before COVID, Uber was fantastic and I enjoyed it. It was great. I reckon before COVID, I reckon Uber drivers were banking after expenses around 14, 15 quid an hour after expenses. Now you're banking close to minimum wage or a little bit less because you're self-employed. We don't have a minimum wage. But I reckon you're banking around 11, 12 quid an hour on Uber after all your expenses, realistically. I blame some of the content creators saying you can come and earn 300 quid a day when it's all box. Well, to be honest, Marty, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. You can earn 300 quid a day on Uber, on the general taxis. Bloody hell, Mohammed's just done 480 quid. Do you know what I mean? On Uber Eats and food. But Mohammed told us everything. Mohammed told us the fuel. Mohammed told us insurance. Mohammed told us how many hours he done. And I think that's what you need. If you're going to tell people online your income, you need to tell them about your expenses. And that's where a lot of people don't do it. Some do it and some don't. Do you know what I mean? But Mohammed just come out. Imagine now Mohammed's a content creator. And he's just come out with, guys, best day in December on the food and the parcels. 400 and whatever it was, 80 quid I done. Best day ever. 50 quid fuel, banked 430. And then ended that video. That is very misleading and really bad, isn't it? But if then Mohammed come out and went, guys, I've just done a job, 19 hours, 450, 80 quid, after me fuel and everything else, then people go, 19 hours, nearly 20 hours, divide that, he was on, what, 17, 18 quid an hour, so if you put your time in, you can make a bit of money, but you got to slog and work for it, blah, blah, blah. It's a bit different. So like you said, content creators are saying 300 quid a day. It's sound because it is possible, but if you don't specify the whole story, then people are going to get the wrong end of the stick. And that's the problem. Do you know what I mean? I started doing content creating 7, 8 years, and it took me a couple of months to realise that. And I was just coming out and going, hey, look at me shift here, look how well I'm doing. And then I realised people messaged me going, hold on a minute. Hey, I've just left my job there, lad, at 30 grand a year, and I can't earn 800 quid a month. And I went, oh, crap. I'm spreading misinformation here. This was right near the start, 7, 8 years ago. Not many people doing content and stuff like that about it. And then after that, I started doing the full facts and figures. I'd go out and record an Uber shift. And then at the end of the video, I'll do my income, my expenses, which worked out at the time around £4-6 an hour, averaged over the average working week, average over the year. And then a true representation of Uber. And that's the best way you're going to do it. Do you know what I mean? And I know a lot of Uber drivers, a lot of content creators do it, but a lot of content creators don't. Do you know what I mean? The big one I remember was that TikToker that done like 10 grand in a month. I thought, mate, he's grafted him. He has grafted him. 10 grand in a month in London. Do you know what I mean? But I heard about him doing 10 grand a month. I read it in the newspaper about him doing 10 grand in a month on Uber. But I didn't have a clue how many hours he worked. I didn't have a clue what vehicle he was in. Do you know what I mean? Was he in an exec vehicle in London? Lux? Was he like earning top dough because of that? Or was he doing 20 hours a day? I don't know. I just seen snippets of it in the news and stuff, and it shined a really bad light. Everyone was like quitting. CEO of like big international corporate businesses because they can earn 10 grand on an Uber. Do you know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's just the way internet is. People say the sometimes the good things and don't specify the bad things. Do you know what I mean? And that's why when I ever talk about money or income, I always talk about expenses and time. And I think that's very important. Very important. Uber's perfect for me. I DJ at weekends. Go on, Wayne, and do Uber through the week. And if I've got no DJ gigs, I can jump on the car and have a day off when I want. Win-win for me. Perfect, Wayne. Prime example why the taxis work for you, matey. Do you know what I mean? Stuart, HEV sounds all good for some wages, but people are forgetting about the rules and regs to abide by. Stuck on the motorway in traffic, deadlines. Then you have tackle laws, driving laws, and then the dreaded VOSA. So you can earn 800 quid a week, but if you keep making mistakes with the rules, then you get a heavy fine. Yeah, so Stuart, that sounds like HEV is like high pay, high risk, kind of. Because if you break those tackle laws, mate, that's a big negative, innit? Like when I'm driving my HGV on Friday, I'm going to have to keep an eye on my tackle, aren't I? Make sure I don't break no rules, lad. Hem on Facebook, hello mate. Wolverhampton Council doing a huge favour to Uber guys. They give millions of licenses to drivers who can't read English properly. So your guys think they can read job offers in 10 seconds and think it's okay to confirm or reject. No, they only confirm jobs and follow them up. That's true. I am not going to confirm or deny that, him. Stuart, infringements cost big money. Yes, they do, matey. Matty, our family car is an X-Trail diesel, so quite heavy on the juice. The wife's not happy in her job and wants to work 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. Monday to Friday. Is Uber, Amazon Flex, Uber Eats or something she can jump into? Marty, fantastic advice. First of all, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. Don't get on the cabs, mate. Do not get on the cabs, okay? So what's your wife's best doing, right? This is driver Matty advice. Make sure your wife's subscribed, all right? Like and follow, yeah? So, Marty wants to know for his wife in his X-Trail diesel, heavy on the juice, is not happy with her job and she wants to quit and do something between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday to Friday. That's it. No weekend work, no nights, nothing like that. What's best? Uber taxis is probably not your better option. Uber, Amazon Flex, Uber Eats, something else you can jump onto. Deliveroo, Just Eat, any type of parcel or food delivery would be your best bet. Because as soon as you stick a private hire plate on the X-Trail, it drops in value massively. Your insurance is dead high. And also, between 9 a.m. Monday to Friday and 1 p.m, the taxis is dead. The taxis is dead. Food delivery, if you're working the midweek and you're hitting around lunchtime, dinner time, yeah. Uber Eats, food delivery. You can get Amazon blocks as well. So you can get an Amazon block like 10 a.m. till midday. Then you can work Uber Eats before or after it. Do you know what I mean? Hell of a lot more flexibility. And yeah, I reckon that's the best option, mate. Matty, are you going to be a HGV driver? No, I'm going to drive a HGV simulator on Friday while live streaming. So when I'm talking live on these social medias, it's just me, my face. Not very entertaining to see, but obviously I'm talking and stuff like that. And sometimes if the chats go a bit quiet, some days it does. I'm sat here just looking at myself, looking at the comments, waiting to reply or speak. So my idea is I'm going to drive a HEV, which I think is pretty fun and pretty cool. I'll enjoy it. You'll have something else to watch other than my face. Now, the streams will still continue on as a chat and a help and advice. That's what I'm going to be doing. But in the process, I'll be chilling on the M6, driving a HGV. That is the plan, guys. That is the plan. Why bother commenting here? Totally ignored. Roger, calm down, lad. I must have missed your comments. Do you know what I mean? Jesus. Mohammed, she'll hit breakfast and lunch with those times. That's a shout. That's what I mean. If you get up at 8 a.m. and she gets on the breakfast rush hour, you know what I mean? Maybe get an Amazon Flex job between 10 and 12 and then get back on the food Uber Eats 12 till 2, 12 till 3. Or like Just Eat or Deliveroo. That sounds like a really good solid day, Matty. No, I know you are on, sorry. I know you are, mate, as well. But sometimes I explain everything in the thing and it could become a clip on TikTok, that's all. So Norms, I want to try and get all the information in one section so I can clip it if needs be later on. But yeah, mate, I reckon your wife will be definitely better off in your food delivery and stuff like that, mate. Paul Jenko on YouTube, how are we, mate? So the strike was yesterday, 24-hour strike, and a picket protest outside of London as well, Uber office. Yeah. There's another strike coming up in February, Valentine's. That's it. Completely agree with Stuart in regards to HGV. Yeah, 100%. 100%, mate. Uber strike is still on. Is it? No, it's not. Isn't the Uber strike 13th to the 14th? And 3rd to the 4th, isn't it? Till 12 midnight. Mohammed, I don't want to get confused again, Mohammed. We talked about this on the live stream, right? So I thought it was tonight, last night till tonight. I thought that, right? But what people are saying, midnight is the start of the day, not the end of the day. So the strike started Monday night and it finishes last night. See what I mean? Mohammed said, I've been told 12 a.m. Tuesday till midnight Wednesday. Yeah. So it was 12 a.m. Tuesday morning, as in Wednesday night, and then it was up till midnight Tuesday night. ADCU should have never have done a midnight to midnight strike. It was too confusing. I got it wrong, Mohammed. I was telling everyone that the strike was tomorrow and it weren't. It was tonight. Like I said, mate, midnight to midnight is a terrible idea for a strike time. You could have done 11 p.m. till 11 p.m. or midday to midday. Like when they were doing flipping midnight to midnight, everyone was confused. What day is midnight? Because I didn't know, mate. And I don't know if you know as well, Mohammed. Midnight starts the day. I thought midnight was the end of the day, but it's not. What a crazy thing. Mental. Flex is the best paying one out of them all. Mohammed, you bang on, mate, with Flex, but the problem you got with Flex, mate, is actually grabbing a block. Do you know what I mean? No, Mohammed Facebook, Mohammed TikTok. I weren't talking about you, Mohammed. Sorry, mate. There was Mohammed on TikTok asking that, mate, not Mohammed on Facebook. Sorry about that. Juju, hello, mate. Should have joined Chelsea fans in protest as a sign of solidarity. Paul, oh crap, I worked last night on 2 trips. Didn't even know my car broke anyway. You joking? Did you? What happened to your car, Paul? I hate broken car stories. It makes me sad. I love cars and I understand cars is literally what we need to do the job. But yeah, I hate when a broken car story. What happened, Paul? Hopefully it was a little dodgy tyre or something like that, lads, was it? Hey, I'm going to see if I'm still signed up to Amazon Flex. Because there's a waiting list for Amazon Flex, and you can't just get on it. I haven't got it installed on my phone. Oh yeah, they have. Hey, update. Mickey, here we go again. My morning started at 6 a.m. How'd you get on, Mickey? My evening started at 6 p.m. Nice. Zoe, YouTube, I am currently in the process of getting my private hire license to start Uber driving. What are your thoughts about Uber driving for women? Is it safe, and do you have any advice for me? Hi, Zoe. So we're actually noticing a lot more birds coming on Uber, which is fantastic, and private hire. And to be honest, Zoe, you'd be fine with Uber, I think. The only time you get the nutters and the crazy people is normally on nights, and especially like past midnight and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So if you work anywhere up to midnight, I reckon you'd be fine, Zoe. Not a problem. Do you know what I mean? You will always get the odd little nutter. Do you know what I mean? But don't worry about that, like. That's just standard. Matty on YouTube, not the midnight thing again. Matty, that's what I'm trying to say. Mohammed on TikTok was going to me. I thought the strike's on till today because he didn't know about the midnight rule. What a crazy midnight rule. I know why my Monday was busy for some reason. Go on, Paul. Bud, looking to get a car and I'm confused big time. I have it down to 3 cars. Skoda, superb Kodiaq or Enyaq. Skoda fan by any chance? I can't charge at home. Anything else you recommend? I can do about 200 to 270 a day. So if you can charge at home, mate, Enyaq. Really, mate. Especially if you're going into Uber with the crappy rates and the low miles. Electric home charge, mate. Only limp mode is, it's got a DPF problem, failed the regen. Oh, nightmare. Nightmare. Mohammed, yes, actually grab a block. It's the best thing during Black Friday sale. I managed to grab a 3.5 block for 98 quid. Got really lucky with that one particular block, so finished in 45 minutes. Brilliant, Mohammed. Mickey, 24 hours in a day, 12 hours in the morning, 12 hours at night, hence 12 is called midnight. Mickey, right? Yes, but Mickey, I always thought midnight was at the end of the day. Midnight. It's not. Midnight is the beginning of the day. Who made that rule up? Lads, I'm not going back into it again because we had this on the last stream and my head was pickled. By the way, guys, I've just logged on to Amazon Flex. Chester, Amazon Logistics. Chester, Manchester, Amazon Logistics. Amazon Logistics. Manchester. Yeah. There you go, guys. So there's blocks on Amazon Flex. Do you know what I mean? So people are jumping on the taxis because they think that it's great and a great part-time job. When you've got income elsewhere, mad. Paul, I've got to go to Ford's for a recall there. There's something wrong with the Ford Mondeo, 19 plates onwards. They're changing DPFs. Hopefully get a sorted, mate. Jabal on kick. Strike not working, not effective. Come on, we've got to quickly trip radar. Everyone's screaming, shouting it's dangerous. Uber must stop that. And that'll become very normal. Everyone are quiet about trip radar. Same with strike becoming normality. Mate, everyone going, trip radar. Right, listen, whatever Uber implements on the app has already been tested and fought and everyone protest against in America. Whatever Uber does coming into the UK, we cannot change it. We cannot fight it. Nothing will change. Nothing will happen. Okay? So if something comes in and you go, I'm not happy with that, go to a different company, do a different job. Stop trying to fight the multi-billion-pound UK-wide million international company. There was a strike yesterday. It was a 24-hour strike. 9 people turned up to protest outside the London offices. 9 people. There would have been more people in the Uber conference room looking down going, what are they doing? Do you know what I mean? There would have been more Uber drivers driving past the people protesting. Guys, stop fighting Uber. If you're not happy, just go elsewhere. Honestly, it drives me so... People mess me. Matty, you have to get together and sort out this strike, lad. Like, why? They've all been fighting and striking in America for years. We're 5 years behind America. Do you know what I mean? Uber coming to New York, the yellow cabs, 20,000 yellow cabs or whatever there are, tried to fight Uber. They lost. We're not going to win, especially flipping 8 people outside holding signs. It annoys me. Do you know what I mean? Uber is a supplier of work. We are private hire drivers. We are not Uber drivers. We are private hire drivers that receive work from Uber. Oh, I don't like Uber. Uber, stop sending me work and I'll get work from here. That's better. Do you know what I mean? Oh, God, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Can't wait to be driving me flipping HGV on Friday. Live stream, 10 a.m. Make sure you come and join. By the way, if you're sitting there seeing this face, hit that subscribe button. follow, like. You know the score, guys. It helps me out massively, and it's completely free to do so. Thanks. Uber assumes you're taking a day off instead of driver strike. A real strike means no work for extended period, which force Uber to the table. Otherwise, just an exercise in futility. Juju, if you don't want to work Uber, strike full time. Just don't work Uber. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? Uber really peed me off at the end of last year. The way the rates went, the way dynamic pricing went, and how bad the rates were. So guess what? I haven't worked Uber. Do you know what I mean? Molly, hello, on kick. Sonny, all right, lad, what do you reckon of the Ionic hybrid petrol self-charging? It's on comfort. I don't know how it's on comfort, mate, because I call that the neck breaker. Every time I've got in the back of an Ionic hybrid, yeah, I've broke my neck. It's the most horrible, uncomfortable, lowest car ever. The roof goes like that. Whoa! Do you know what I mean? So if you're over 4'11", you're going to break your neck getting in it. I hate it, lad. So if you've come on here to try and get my approval of that car, mate, I hate it. Myself personally, mate, if you want a self-charging hybrid, Kia Niro, Toyota Corolla, Estate, even the Prius, mate, if you want the Prius. Yeah. That Hyundai Ioniq hybrid is the neck breaker. I can't stand them, lad. Honestly, I really, first time I ever got in one, I really nearly broke my neck. Like, snapped in 4 places. They're good if you're small, mate, but if you pick up 3 large customers, they ain't getting the back of that. And every time you hit a speed bump, they're gonna pop a vertebrae. Ow, ow. Honestly, absolutely zero headroom in the back of that car. That's it. It annoys me how little headroom there is in the back of that car. Juju, they say as in America, it'll be your own homies. That's in reference to drivers who drove past the protesters. Juju, we have the Taxi and Limousine Commission in New York City, which protects drivers from excess of Uber and Lyft. Yeah, but Juju, are you from America, are you? So Juju, the Taxi and Limousine Commission, have they stopped or controlled Uber? Or is Uber still massive and taking work from the yellow cabs? Do you know what I mean? MCR driver on Twitch, thanks for tuning in, matey, much appreciated. If you search on Google how many Uber drivers in the UK, it says over 100,000. Mate, there's nearly 100,000 Wolverhampton drivers. Honestly. As in 2024. So how many driver strikes? Max probably 50 to 70,000. Mate. 5 to 7,000. Or maybe even less. You know what I mean? 5 to 700. I promise you, mate. Soon as there's honest to God, right? Last Valentine's, there was a strike. Yeah? And I went live during the strike. And I was live during the strike. And Valentine's is busy. Yeah? Valentine's is busy. It's one of the busiest times of the year because we've had such a bad January. Everyone loves Valentine's. Treats the birds, nice meals, they all go out. Do you know what I mean? Quite busy in the exec work, etc., Uber exec. So it's quite busy. Last Valentine's, there was a strike. It was the worst Valentine's that people reported. People were coming to me going, lad, are the passengers striking? Because what happens, mate? If I go, hey, there's a strike tonight at 5 p.m, yeah? People who normally work days will go, you know what? There's going to be a few people striking tonight. I'm going to work 5 p.m. tonight. Do you know what I mean? So the strike sometimes really makes it quieter because people think it's going to be busy. More people work. And that's true. And you'll notice it on Valentine's. Crazy, mate. Crazy. Hi, Matty. I'm driving a Mercedes C-Class at the moment. How long does it take Uber to put it on executive or comfort? So, Kid of Blue, thanks for tuning in on YouTube, mate. So, Mercedes C-Class is not executive. And I don't know if it's comfort. You might have to look into it. Sorry to burst your bubble, mate, but the C class isn't executive. It is Uber accepted. I'll find it out. So what you call it, mate? I'm pretty sure. I'll check for Merseyside because I don't know where you live. Let's have a look. Where are we? Let me get the list up. I'll flip the screen now and show you. Right, let me flip the screen and show you, mate. So that's your C classes, 200, 250, C class, C50E. So it's comfort, but the minimum age is 2015. And that's in Merseyside. Wherever you live might have a different rule, but it's not executive. I think the only is the E classes. You know what I mean? EQE, your E class, they're your execs. Okay? Juju, you sure you in America? Go on, Juju. All over from the pond. I love America. I went in December to Florida. Love America, mate. It's boss. So, Juju in America used to drive yellow. So that's the yellow cabs in New York. Uber and Lyft are completely decimated the yellow cab industry. One of the problem is a yellow cab rental is still high at $800 per week. New York is oft the Uber's biggest market. As a driver, one can make at least $500 a day, but one must put in at least 12, 16 hours. So Juju, the UK keep striking, trying to fight Uber implementing policies, rules and regulations. So you telling me the taxi and limousine commission in New York, the yellow cabs, could not stop Uber taking over New York? So how is the 9 protesting Uber drivers yesterday outside Uber's London office is going to make a difference? Please, guys, stop striking. If you're not happy with Uber, move on to something else because it's not going to work. The limousine and taxi commission in New York City, the yellow cabs, could not stop Uber taking over New York. Thank you, Juju, for confirming what I've been saying. Honestly, mate, mental. Crazy though, isn't it? Very insightful. I love this stream. Juju, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. I love to hear the insight from American Uber. Because I'd say we're about, what do you reckon, 5-6 years behind Uber in America? So when you implement a new rule in America, when you present a new rule in America, we normally follow suit a few years later. Do you know what I mean? So it gets tested where you are, then it comes over to us. But we have different rules and regulations in the UK. So in the UK, we need to be like yellow cab drivers to work for Uber. We need like special licenses and special rules and regulations. Where with Uber, you don't. With Uber, you need, in America, you just need a DBS check, don't you? We have a pro worker mayor now. Yellow cabs are on the Uber platform. They get Uber rides too. So yellow cabs could not beat Uber. They join them. Isn't that a good sign of how little effect we'll have trying to fight Uber in the UK? Isn't that crazy? The yellow cabs could not beat Uber. They join them. Wow. That is interesting. C-class is comfort, confirmed, not exec. Yeah, Mickey. Guys, a random one. Do you have dash cams fitted in your private hire? Worth it or not bother? So, thanks for the question on YouTube. So it depends, matey. Every council is different. Some councils don't allow filming inside your cab. Some councils don't allow volume, like recording audio inside your cab. Some don't like any type of recording inside your cab. And some councils is recommending it. So all depends on your council, guys. Okay? All depends on your council. And it's as simple as that. So if you need to get a dash cam or you want a dash cam, confirm with your council before you get one. Because you could go and get yourself a nice shiny new 300 quid dash cam, 200 quid dash cam, and your council might not even allow it to be in your car or turned on. So it just depends on the council's rules and regulations, matey. So everywhere around the world is the same. Yes, MCR. Yes. Moonlight, has Uber added your VAT in your weekly statement? I'm not too sure, mate. I don't know if it's like that outside of London now. I know there's different rules in London and out of London. Shredfest, can you be a business as a taxi driver or do you need to be self-employed? So you can be either, mate. You can be self-employed, which most are, or you can set up a limited company, which is probably not worth it, depending on your earnings, mate. But anything like that, I'd speak to your accountant. But I'd say 95% of Uber drivers will be self-employed. Moose on Facebook, hello, are we, mate? Driver Matty are against the strike against Uber. Driver Matty are against the strike against Uber. Am I against the strike? No. No. But a lot of people ask me, will a strike work? And my opinion is it won't. I'm not against the strike. I'm not for the strike. I am neutral. I am on the fence, my good friend. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Mickey, CCTV inside cab costs £59 per year in Newcastle. So, Mickey, is that the ICO, is it? So, I know some rules you need, some rules, mate, you need to register for the ICO. And you got to cost you 60 quid per year, isn't it? And that's like a special requirement. Yeah, some councils need that as well. I mean, for normal use, for other road use, etc., or people getting them for the interior. Same again, mate. You just got to confirm with the council if you're on the cabs. If you're not on the cabs, just get a dash cam for outside, pointing outwards for crashes and stuff like that. Yeah, Juju. So in America, my insurance company made me install an AI-powered dash cam in my car. We are required to carry commercial insurance in New York City. Fascinating, isn't it? Hey? Mate, I love this flipping stream and you learn so much new. So Uber drivers in New York City are required to have AI-powered dash cams in the car to carry commercial insurance. Fantastic. Mohammed, this is very stupid about dash cams. It should be mandatory to record inside the cab in case there is some sort of evacuation. Mohammed, that is correct, mate, but also with GPDR and stuff like that, you don't want to thingy, mate, record people without permission and stuff like that. That's what I mean. You could record inside your cab and then you get attacked and then you go, got this cab recording, and then the council goes, we can't recognise that, mate, because it was installed illegally. Do you know what I mean? Or the police go, we can't use that, mate, because you didn't get his permission to be filmed or whatever. There's rules and regulations to film people and record the voice and stuff. MCR and Twitch, how are we, mate? Also, personally, I think people have high expectations from Uber Taxi because I saw many people leaving their good jobs to do an Uber. 100%, mate. You see it in movies now, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Iron Man will walk out in his Iron Man suit going, let's book an Uber. Do you know what I mean? It's everywhere now. It's become so common. It's become like the new norm, innit? Hey, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be an Uber driver. Do you know what I mean? It's just become like that type of trend, innit? That's what it is. Sonny, I'm here for the banter. It's always good and knowledgeable. I'm off to do some work. Have an awesome day all. Yes, Sonny. Join in next month on Friday, mate, 10 a.m. I'll be coming live again. But this time I'll be driving a HGV while talking, which will be pretty cool. Musa, if that is the case, you should motivate drivers to do more strikes every month. What we should know that the more we are united, the more we can bit pressure on Uber to look at us. Musa, mate, I love you to bits. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Mate, but it's painful reading your text, mate. I'm just really struggling to read your text. If that is the case, you should motivate drivers to do more strikes every month. What we should know that the more we are united, the more we can bit pressure on Uber to look at us. Right, Musa? I'm not going to push the strikes. I'm not going to push the strikes because half of my community, or most of my community, doesn't want to strike. They just want to work and just enjoy working. And then some of my community, like myself, like yourself, Musa, yeah, they want to strike. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be pushing an agenda on my social media, mate, when some of my viewers like Uber and don't want to change it. Some of my viewers want to strike and want to change. Musa, what I'll give you some advice, personal advice, mate. If you're not happy with Uber, mate, go and get a different job or go and get a different supplier of work. I'm not here pushing agendas, right, that might change people's livelihoods in the future. Look at what happened when ADCU sued on all the court case and everything else. That was the downfall of Uber. When Uber got the power to introduce dynamic pricing instead of the fixed commission and fixed rates, that is when Uber won. That is when Uber completed, the takeover in the UK. And that was only possible thanks to the court case of recognising us as self-employed workers' rights. You've got the workers' rights. You fought for it and you got it. And look what we got. So no, I will not be pushing anyone's agendas online that may affect someone's job who is happy with the job. Okay? I love you all for tuning in. I love you all for liking and follow. But yeah, I hope that was very insightful. I should have had like a flag behind me, shouldn't I? That was like a speech. Was that like a really good speech? That was amazing. Musa, I don't agree with you. Start your own channel, mate, and give your opinion out then. Because that was... I felt like that was like a presidential style speech. Do you know what I mean? And he did the national anthem of God Save the King or whatever it is with the flag behind me. That was amazing. Thank you. Musa, you set me up for that amazing speech. Mohammed, DGPR rules should be tweaked in favour of reducing crime. Mohammed, like I said, mate, the dash cam and stuff like that is council regulated, mate. It's council with private hire driving is council restricted. So every council has its own rules and regulations, mate. I can't say to you or say drivers, go and get a dash cam that films inside and outside, or go and get a dash cam that records audio, because that might be following your license, might be breaking your licensing conditions, mate. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Oh yeah, Juju. I love Juju. She's given me some insight into America. No, the Taxi and Limousine Commission requires all hire vehicles to carry commercial insurance. My insurance company required me to install AI-powered cameras. I yawned 3 times at the camera. The camera noticed and sent a notification that I should consider taking a break. It all notices when I go above the speed limit. Seriously, Juju, Big Brother is watching you, innit? So you yawned 3 times and you got told off by your dash cam. Hey, take a break, Juju, take a break. That's mental. And that's a requirement by New York City. The Taxi and Limousine Commission requires all Uber drivers to follow that AI camera. Mate, it's smart, it's clever though. Because we've got Mohammed, no offence Mohammed, pointing it out. He's just done a 19-hour food and parcel delivery last month. Mate, if you had an AI dashcam, Mohammed, you would have been told off a lot. Mohammed, are you still working 19 hours? When do you sleep? Mental, though, innit? Mental. Kamal on Facebook, how are we, mate? I don't think the strike will affect Uber as long as somewhat Uber's crap as drivers exist. I work in a city where it's all the outsiders. Right, Kamal? Mickey, laughing faces. And Kitty the Blue. Yes, YouTube. Do you still work for Uber, Matt? If so, what colour are you on? Because I've been on gold for about 12 months. So, Kidder, I have stopped Uber around September last year, mate. I weren't happy the way it was heading. So I had two choices. I had to either join the strike picket with Musa and 6 of his friends, or stop working for Uber. So what I done, mate, I done the latter. I stopped working for Uber. September-ish or something like that was the last time I worked Uber properly, mate. And I've been blue for about 5 years. Honestly. I've always used Uber for the last 3-4 years to fill in the gaps around the airports and stuff like that, mate. So yeah, I've been blue. I can't remember what's the colour after blue. I don't think I've been past blue for about 3-4 years, mate. Honestly, Eddie, I'm sick and tired of hearing about the strike. Get over it already. 100%, Eddie. I agree with you, mate. I agree. The Amazon vans in Liverpool tells you when you're doing something. Do you mean like the AI camera? Do they check if you're yawning and stuff like that? That is crazy, isn't it? I can't believe that. Marty, I've missed the last 20 minutes. I'm after the dashcam. Any recommendations? So, Marty, we're talking about dashcams because certain councils don't allow dashcam audio or internal video and stuff like that. So it depends on the council rules and regulations of getting a dashcam. Juju in America says New York City taxi and limousine require AI dashcams for all Uber drivers and all taxi drivers in New York City. And they look at you if you're yawning and tell you off and report you and you can't speed. Like Big Brother watching in New York City. But I'm pretty sure it's handy, innit? It is good. Jamela, we very struggle with road signs with cameras, with everything in general, but not at all to fight with cleavers, guys like managers and lawyers employed by Uber. Yes, mate, but like you said, you just got to follow the rules and regulations of your council. Same as my mate. He drove a new JQ. That was the same. Eye sensors to make sure you're concentrating. Marty, this is what peed me off, right? With new cars, and it really does. So I had a Tesla Model S. It was an 1819 plate, right? And I used to do long distance airport work, right? I used to have the autopilot. Yeah? You still have to hold the steering wheel, stays within the lane, stays within the cars in front. It's like a very advanced adaptive cruise control. So I was on the motorway a lot, and I was using that autopilot system. I got told off a few times from the autopilot system. Guess what they done? It banned me from driving my car for 5-6 days using the autopilot system. They banned me. My car told me I can't use the cruise control for 5-6 days. The bad thing is, mate, the day after I got banned, I had a flipping Heathrow. Honest to God, and I was so fuming at the time. Like, how can the car tell me what I cannot system I use in my own car? Mate, I was banned for 5-6 days. Best part of a week before I could use the autopilot again. Honestly, I was fuming. Technology these days, like you say, with the eye scanning and the beeping. I test drove one of the new Hyundais the other day when I done the car reviews. Mate, it was beeping and ponging and everything. It was like beep beep boop. Eye contact. I was like, oh, driving like that. Beep beep beep. What's it beeping at now? Like speed limit. You went over half a mile an hour over the speed limit. What time is it? Beep beep beep. Oh. Honestly, they're getting stupid, aren't they? Crazy, mate. New cars are getting mental. When is the strike? It was yesterday, mate. 24 hours. I guess you didn't know it. It worked. SM can tell something for Uber, the Visu company. Sorry, SM. Can tell something for Visu company. I don't know what that means, matey. I don't know what it means. But yeah, new cars now have gone mental with all the rules and regulations. Crazy. Time's at 22, 20 to 12, guys. I'll be calling that a day soon because I need me dinner. I'm starving. Don't forget, by the way, I will be live streaming 10 a.m. on Friday. But this time, I will be driving a HGV. I'll be gaming while talking and streaming. And I think it'll be fun for me. And it'll be fun for you guys as well, won't it? So yes, make sure you tune in 10 a.m. on Friday. Definitely. If you can, come over to Twitch or YouTube for the full screen experience. Or Kick. For the full screen experience, guys, yeah? Because you'll be able to watch me drive my HGV. Matty, you can disable it, but you have to do it every time you start your engine. That's what I mean, lad. Every time you get in your car, you got to disable your car not looking at you. Stupid. I am Matty, mate. How can you check if your car's been in a taxi? So it's just picked up by the government now. You can check with, like, obviously, a car checker online. You know, one of those ones that you pay. What's a background check for your car? But also, mate, if it's a diesel, you can actually just go on the Clean Air Zone checker, which is the government's website, put your registration in, and it tells you there and then. But yeah, you can't hide the fact that your car's been used as a taxi now, matey. Fancy a bev? Ah, mate, you're just getting on as it's finishing. No! Morning, mates. Just got home. Leicester had an incident late last night on one of the main arterial roads, closing it for half a mile. Anyway, started at 4:45 a.m. and stayed out the city until now. Heavy. Been busy then, mate? But yeah, if you missed it, fancy a bev, I'm going to be driving a HGV, by the way, on Friday on the stream. It's going to be a gaming one, but it'll be fun to watch. I'll probably crash. Jabel on Kick, how it's driving changed after Tesla with lots of technology, the BMW mechanical one. Is there any chance change your driving style? 100%. Right? Anyone who drives electric, and I mean a decent electric, I don't mean a flipping MG5 or something like that. I'm on about a really nice, decent electric car, right? Going from that back to diesel or petrol or a combustion engine is night and day. It's depressing. It is. The reason I got my BMW 7 Series, right, is because it's cheap parked up. It costs 200 quid, 250 quid a month parked up while I'm not working. The Tesla Model S was close to 900 quid a month parked up when not working. Cheap to run, but parked up. I needed something cheap parked up, expensive to run because I'm working a lot less, right? And that's the only reason why I went back to diesel. I've got a Model 3, Tesla Model 3 now, as a personal car, and I've got the BMW 7 Series as the private hire plated car. Okay? Me and the wife share the Model 3, and the 7 Series is a nice ornament on the car until I use it as a taxi or I use it as a second vehicle if my wife has took the Model 3. I can more or less tell you right now, if you haven't already, going from an electric to a diesel is just non-comparison. And a lot of people say to me, when you go electric and you're happy with the home charging and you're happy with the electric car, it's very hard to go back. Have you ever drove a manual back in the day and then you started driving automatic and you had an automatic for 6 months? Would you ever go back to a manual? That's the same thing with driving an electric car. I started driving a manual and then after about 4 or 5 years, I got an automatic and I have not drove a manual since. Well, sorry, I've drove a manual like nick someone's car or not nick someone's car before you start the Liverpool jokes. Borrowed someone's car or like hired a van, etc., etc. But own-wise, I have only owned an electric car ever since, an automatic as well. So, mate, great question. But anyone can relate if they've done that change about going to an electric car. You posted a video a few weeks ago to check if the plated car is registered as PAV. Can't find the video. Yeah, mate, you'll just Google Clean Air Zone Checker in Google and then click the top results and put your reg in. That's all it is, mate. Scouts and nicking cars sounds legit. I knew it. As soon as I said I nicked my car, I knew it. I knew it. It's a term of phrase. All right. I know, you're only joking, mate. It's all good, lad. It's all good. It's banter, innit? It's banter. Banter. I love it. P.S. How much did your mate get for his high mileage Kia e-Niro in parts exchange or sell outright? So, my mate who's got the Kia e-Niro, I'm still half tempted to buy it, but I don't know yet. So he's gone into an EQS. So he's gone into a full electric S-Class because he does a lot of up and down the motorway, chauffeur work, etc., etc. So he's bought it for what he needs it for. Fantastic. His 333,000 Kia e-Niro is still for sale for £5,000. And I'm half tempted to swap it for my Beamer for content. Because I'll be gutted if he sells that and I can't keep up to date with it. I've kept up with the e-Niro for a while now, haven't I? And it's a fantastic car. And the fact that it's up to 300. The fact that it's up to 300 and 33,000 miles is unbelievable. Where are we? Right, let me flip my screen there quick and let me show you. These are all my videos. Where's my playlists? Playlists. There we go. Playlist. Where are we? Car reviews. Let's see how many. Shut up. So these are all the car review videos, right? In the playlist. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Hopefully you can. I haven't got two monitors yet. Where are we? I'm trying to find the video. I post some flipping crap on my social media. Where is it? Mate, have I skipped it? There's the Enyaq. The new, there's a Model S, Model X, Model S with Model X, Model Y. Oh, my Hyundai i800. Lovely car, lovely car. Kia Ioniq, Kia Model 3. Guys, so I'm getting there. Where are we? Have I gone past it? I don't know where it is, guys. I'll have to have a look for it later. Right, Kia e-Niro, full electric, driver, Matty. There we go. So first of all, oh my God, look how much I've aged. So first of all, EV car, 250,000 miles. That was the update 11 months ago. 7 months ago, he's up to 300,000 miles in the old office. Right? That got 10,000 views. That got 16,000 views. And now it's up to 333,000 miles. And I'm gutted to not see it go to 350. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's going to be sad to see. So I'm half tempted to buy it, guys. I just don't know. Would you be able to get him to plug it into the dongle and find out the battery's SHO state of the health? So that's the type of stuff I want to do. Fancy it, Bev? Do you know what I mean? But I know he's on the original battery. And I'm pretty sure he hasn't lost much range either. Do you know what I mean? But listen, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Because I think he's amazing. Thank you for tuning in. I am going to go live Friday, 10 a.m. Friday, 10 a.m, guys. Come over to YouTube, Twitch or Kick. Because I will be live stream gaming while talking. And I can't wait for it. See you soon on TikTok. Bye-bye. Right. Who else is on here? Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated, as per usual. Make sure you like, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, It'd be interesting to see what it's going to be like me driving a van while chilling with yous and gabbing. And I'll even let yous choose my first proper trip streamed. So make sure you get in for 10 a.m. and I'll let yous pick me job for the day. How about that? All right, guys, it's been emotional. Thanks very much for tuning in. And as always, and thanks for all the love and support on the channels as well. See you soon. Bye-bye. By the way, you know when I end the stream, is there a delay? So like you don't see the actual goodbye. So I've already said goodbye, but I'm going to give it 15 seconds just in case you didn't get the goodbye.